Hi, it's Jory and today I'm going to be watching Good Omens Season 2, Episode 3, Chapter 3, I Know Where I'm Going, featuring the minisode, The Resurrectionists. So excited to see where the show goes next. Thank you so much, Aiden, for sponsoring, and let's go. Jim's mug.
What's all this then?
She is trying to impersonate a police officer.
Exactly. I'm a human police officer. As a human police officer, I can unobtrusively monitor you without raising suspicion.
Indeed.
Great. Well, yes?
A human police officer would generally accept a cup of tea.
Oh, then so shall I.
Bless her.
This is ridiculous. Why don't you just
Oh
go by
dear.
train? You love trains.
First visit to Earth, is it, by any chance?
Yes. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Just
She's so sweet.
Yeah, we can always tell you everything we talked about afterwards.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Used to be like her.
They were sent to verify the 25 Lazari miracle you and I seem to have accidentally performed together the other night.
That's how you lot measure merit.
Can I have the car keys?
Do you want to hear my plan? Or, go by train?
Car keys, please.
You care about him.
Yes. Now that you
Foley and I both happen to be in Edinburgh. And he insisted I visit a local graveyard at midnight. He had come upon something, he said,
That's
that
such
might
good-
amuse me.
Good
A
companions.
statue of the...
If the two of you are still here in 10 seconds, I'll use it on you.
I like you. Didn't he let us stop you?
I resolved to show this young person the error of her ways.
It's not an easy job.
But you don't have to do this. You could be a bookseller.
I can't read very well.
Not how it works for the poor.
A weaver.
This piss-drenched patch is where me and my pals sleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wee Morag. To keep wee Morag and me alive, and it doesn't hurt anyone who isn't already dead. So you can shove your morals up your arse, Mr. McFell.
Exactly the world God lets exist. Free will.
Oh, and I've already eaten. You're going to hell, hen.
Quite right.
See someone
It was wonderful to meet you.
just trying to survive and help someone she loves survive. Goes to hell for it, while the rich people could go wherever they wanted to.
Don't get the opportunity to be wicked. She is wicked.
Is she, or is she starving and desperate?
It only works if you start everyone off equal.
Exactly.
Someone off like that expected to do as well as someone born in a castle.
That's the good bit. The lower you start, the more opportunities you have. So Elspeth here has all the opportunities.
Oh.
Because she's so poor.
Hyper-religious people are gonna hate this.
No.
It is lunacy.
Oh, that's much better. What do? We play classical music. It stays classical music. We're getting along terribly well together.
You realise I can feel when you drive the Bentley under the speed limit.
I'm awfully sorry. It doesn't seem to want to.
What's that? A travel suite. My car does not make that noise. What are you doing to it?
Nothing.
Something to the car, haven't you? I can feel it.
I really don't know what you mean.
My car is not yellow. It has never been yellow. It is not going to stop me. If you don't change it back right now, I'm going to start selling people books. In fact, I might even give some away.
Your car was having such a jolly time.
It's because the Earth is the largest thing around.
Why?
It's like having a toddler.
Actually,
I'm going to wait until they both happen to be near the awning. Then, sundown wall, they're back out of the rain, bump into each other, look into each other's eyes, and...
It's not how it works in real life. The girl is not the one that's wicked here. She is just trying to get by.
Didn't you?
Just an unexpected blessing.
That girl will starve to death now.
You cannot possibly think it is the best use of my time to be sneaking around in graveyards in the wee small hours, risking grave guns and the noose instead of teaching and studying and saving lives.
Exactly, his life is worth more.
You're both medic. I removed this tumor from a 7-year-old boy.
Oh dear.
God. Loving God.
Is he?
And that cut we can't learn if we can't learn more, a lot more, then how on earth are we going to win the battle against monstrosities like this one?
Evil is
I'm
not
just
as
trying to
black
save
and white as
lives
it seems.
and teach students.
Parking on a double yellow. Scandalous.
Among those present,
Listen, I serve hundreds of people a week. I'm not going to remember some.
Okay, it is a good likeness.
Well, yeah. Was he a big high up or something?
he certainly used to be.
I will help, because that's what pals do, but it still doesn't make it right.
That's the spirit. So,
No, it's...
as I was saying, big thumbs up from me. Dig up as many bodies as you like.
They're gonna get
realised
caught.
the error of my ways,
The rich can afford all this gubbins to protect their relics from being dug up.
Yep.
The poor just have to lump it.
Yep.
You're
And
okay
God's
with
cool with that.
obviously the firing of the grave gun had
Oh,
alerted the
dear.
local watchman.
Was she scared because it was a dead body, or did she know the person? I mean, who's to say they're bad people?
Slightly overdone it on the whole.
Yeah. Oh dear. Spend time worrying over the right thing to do, you don't always manage to do it. Practical.
Whatever for?
I should let her rot in the ground while I starve. Is that what you'd have me do, Mr. McPhail? Because it is certainly not what we Morag would want.
Well, no. No, of course not.
I mean, technically, we Morag
It's a bit different.
did say that she didn't want to, you know, get chopped up and not get into heaven. That's not how it works, but you know. But also at the same time, you're okay with strangers being dug up but not someone you know? She's at least being consistent.
Someone you know, isn't it?
You can go and knock on other doors and see if anyone out there will give you more fodder. But I'll give you 5.
This man thinks he's so noble and he's still a bitch. Oh dear.
No, 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 no! What did you do that for? You'll kill yourself!
Oh dear.
Constitution of an ox.
Well, I don't need laudanum to kill
Oh,
myself.
no dying. Enough dying. It's just wrong.
Really?
Ah.
Is he doing alright?
That's not like a goat.
Monsters like me come and dig you back up.
I have to stop you there. Crowley,
Oh dear.
where are you?
See you!
Is it a consequence of the laudanum? Bit too fast, sweetheart.
What am I gonna do with 90 guineas?
Buy a farm and be good. Not just pretendy good, but properly good.
I promise I
Crowley
will. I
is a
promise.
good person.
Do you, though?
So is a zero
That's
fail.
good enough for me.
Yeah, that hit hard. You did a really good
That was
thing.
very kind of you, Crowley.
Not kind. Off my head a laudanum. Not responsible for my actions.
Will you get
Brings
into
out
trouble?
your true self.
Well, they'll surely have known.
Lovely rainy rainbow.
It's not gonna help things.
I'm not your type.
You have no idea.
I know the relationship's toxic, but please don't cheat.
That could have gone better.
Did they vavoom?
I think it's fair to say, Jim, that vavooming was not the end result of that particular tempest.
There will come a tempest.
Ooh.
Darkness. Go on. Every day it's getting closer.
What are we talking about now?
no clue.
You're welcome to look all you want from there. Maybe you'll spot an archangel.
Hello, customer.
So Gabriel's had some kind of prophecy that's tied into, I mean, the Resurrectionist pub and bodies coming back.
No. Or yes. Or
No.
Yeah, I'll tell you something, Jim. If any harm comes to Aziraphale because of this, I will.
yes.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's always too late.
That was cheery. Okay, so the plotline with the 1800s, Scotland, Edinburgh, and the gravedigger, body digger, even, you know what I mean, grave robber, was very depressing. But I don't know, part of me almost likes to think that Elizabeth went on and had like a nice life. I don't know, they didn't touch on whether she did buy a farm. I kind of wondered whether she was going to have been the one that started the pub or something. Though I feel like she'd have called it the Morag or something if she had done that. I don't know how easy it was for a woman to just start a pub, but you know, I'd like to think she made something of her life in the sense that she just was able to put that money to good use so that she didn't go hungry again and was able to help other people in need maybe, but at the very least so she didn't go hungry again. I think it was very interesting to kind of watch Aziraphale, because if you look at it on an absolute blanket, making it a black and white situation, stealing people's bodies and selling them for money is wrong. I obviously do not support that. But when you look at it in the wider context, you realise that, well, these girls are going to starve or freeze to death. No, they're not hurting anybody alive, really, by grave digging. And the doctor isn't even using it for, like, weird nefarious purposes. He has good reasons. I mean, he was still a snobbish bitch, but, like, he had a valid reason for needing these bodies and needing a supply of them. It doesn't necessarily make it the right thing to do, but it also doesn't make it the wrong thing to do. How you live in a world where the rich want for nothing and can put cannons over their graves when the poor can't even eat. And that is the world we still live in today. And you're supposed to believe that there is a loving God who's like, oh, free will. Oh dear, that poor person did something bad to survive. Hell. I mean, what nonsense. Ugh. So I think this show is doing a pretty good job of arguing my point for me, though I do feel like in this show it's more of a god that just is so out of the loop, just doesn't even view humans as being worth anything. They're interesting pieces to move around on the board and play with, like Sims, rather than anything that Christians believe, or any other faiths that believe in our god. So yeah, or the same kind of god. Even obviously it wouldn't be the same god because it would be their faith's god, but you know what I mean. So I loved that backstory, and kind of seeing the first time Aziraphale realised that good and evil really wasn't so black and white, and he's sort of realised that along the way with certain choices he's made, but this was what kind of the first time he had to really stop and think, wait, maybe it isn't as simple as I thought. And then he saw the consequences of that action. Both, you know, initially he was horrified that she wanted to go and sell her friend's body, and I mean at the end of the day it was practical, but just because she wasn't showing that her heart was broken doesn't mean it wasn't. And I loved Crowley stopping her from taking her own life, stopping her, giving her a reason to keep going. It shows you who he is at his core. This was also an interesting moment, if I can speak, with Beelzebub. I mean, I'm binging the show because I've got a really busy September, so I'm just watching it all in August. So it goes up on Patreon over the next sort of 6 weeks. Beelzebub, I think this happened in this episode, questioning things, questioning how, like, it'd be nice if someone said, you know, that's nice, good job. Neither side is happy. The people working in both sides are miserable. I think it's more miserable in hell, obviously. But they're both run by people that don't give a shit about anybody, really. So that was an interesting dynamic. I'm very intrigued about the prophecy thingamajig that Gabriel started to say. I have no idea if that is a thing that's in the Bible. He was just quoting it, which was what happened like the first time his eyes went purple, like Gabriel's, and he spoke. But the idea that there's something else coming, another kind of Armageddon, that was something that in the last season, as much as like that was the Armageddon, there was an idea that like it's never going to go away completely, it will always be out there waiting. So very intrigued about what Gabriel has seen. Very, very good episode. Thank you so much, Aidan, for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.